10 things that you can do before coming in to get pierced to make it easier and less stressful. Coming up right now. For those that are new to the studio, my name is DaVo. I'm a professional body piercer and have been since 1994. I'm the owner and operator of the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, located in Des Moines, Iowa, inside the lovely, warm, and inviting Skin Kitchen Tattoo. So when I'm talking to you about this, I'm talking to you as an expert, someone who has done piercings on multiple people, helped them through the process, walked them through the process, and has been pierced myself and understands the fears, anxieties, and etc. that are involved with getting pierced. So here's 10 of my 10 suggestions that I would suggest doing before you get pierced. Number 1, research your piercer, the studio that they work at, in the piercing itself. When it comes to researching your piercer, couple things you want to look at. Any studio that is worth anything in this day and age has a website, and on that website there should be a professional bio for each member of that particular organization. Kind of that team's pages. In that bio, a piercer should list when they started piercing, where they apprenticed at, where they worked at in the past, and what additional education they have taken to improve upon their ability to pierce. Not pierced. A lot of times people will just put up a name and then put a bunch of photos below it. That is not complete. That really doesn't give you an idea of exactly how much expertise that particular person has, nor really whether or not they're safe or anything else. Research the studio. This can be a lot of ways. Of course, look at their website, look at their social network activities, look at the type, how often they post, look at photos of the work that has came out of that particular studio, and ask your friends. Talk to people. If you see somebody with an eyebrow piercing, ask them who had it done, or where they had it done, or an ear piercing, or what have you. Word of mouth is an important part of any type of verification of the ability of the person. Ask them about what their experience was like. Yes, the piercing may look great. Yes, it may have healed well, but was the person creepy? Did they hit on them? Were they unprofessional? Did they, I don't know, make racist comments? All these things will affect your experience because you want somebody that you feel comfortable with. When it comes to researching the studio, like I said, it's a good idea to look at their website, look at the reviews online, especially written reviews. Star reviews are great and wonderful, and everybody wants to keep that thing up above, 4.9 and 5 and etc. But clients that have gotten great experiences and have that time and know-how will tend to write very glowing and detailed accounts of what they've experienced. I love it when clients do that. Granted, it's not very often, but you might want to check and read through those. Also, stop by and visit the studio before you get pierced. If the piercer has time, ask them if they can give you a consultation and answer some questions about the particular piercing that you want done. If you can't travel to the studio, at least give them a call on the phone and chat with them or send them an email. I spend a lot of time talking to people and educating them, not just on YouTube, but in person, on the phone, through email, through Messenger, through chat, and any other way I can, because this is my passion in life and I love to share information because it's important to me. The other thing you want to ask the piercer and ask people that have been pierced by him is, did they give you a consultation? Do you go through what it's going to take to heal that piercing before I get it done? Are you going to sit down and give me written instructions, but also go through it verbally and explain each step and what I need to do and what I don't want to do? Lastly, the piercing. Researching piercings can be a little confusing because there's a lot of information out there. Sometimes it's very good information, sometimes it's older information that's maybe outdated, or it conflicts one another. When researching anything, I always say you need to pick out as many opposing viewpoints as you can, use some reason, read through it, and look for outside sources or information that may be outside of the piercing industry. Verify it. Talk to people. Ask them what their experience is like, and etc. Just spend the time. This will cause, the reason why this will make your piercing experience better is you're probably going to choose a better piercer, you're going to choose better jewelry. Also, you're going to be educated, you're kind of going to know what's going to happen, and it's going to alleviate a lot of that stress and fear of the unknown in advance. Number 2, buy aftercare products in advance. If your piercer suggests any type of aftercare products beforehand, do go out and purchase them. Just having them on hand opposed to leaving the shop and then having to go buy them, or having some huge fee tacked onto your piercing when you know damn well you could get it cheaper somewhere else. Have that stuff on hand so you can just basically the rest of the day is free and without stress. Number 3, ask your employer, coach, competitive instructor, professional trainer, whatever organizations that you might be involved with that may be professional or sports related. Increasingly, I've had a situation where I've had clients call me up a couple of days after getting a piercing and saying, even though as Julie has her nostril pierced, they say I can't have mine. Sit down, talk to your employer, talk to your coach if you're involved in any type of organized sports, if you're involved in dance or anything like that, or gymnastics where there is kind of a militant body involved. You do want to talk to the person in charge before getting the piercing, especially if it's a visible one. And that does include ear piercings, especially exotic ones. It's much better to know that beforehand than after. Because after you've had the piercing, you either have to abandon the piercing itself or possibly cause damage and all kinds of problems by trying to cover the piercing up or removing it or replacing the jewelry and all these things that are just going to put a lot of stress on that piercing, your immune system, and your body and cause issues. If you have, number 4, vacations, medical procedures, and medical conditions. If you are planning on going on vacation, or your family has mentioned going on vacation within the healing period of time, you may want to consider not doing the piercing until afterwards. Healing a piercing while on vacation is just not fun. Not only can you not swim, but you're unsure of how clean the environments are that you're going to be in because you're away from home and in situations where you cannot control that. Plain and simple, which increases your likelihood of infection or other problems. So always plan ahead. If you think you're going to go on vacation this summer and you want to get that navel piercing done, you may want to consider waiting until the fall so that you can go swimming or go rafting or whatever you're going to do on vacation. And you're not going to have to deal with trying to clean the piercing and keep everything clean. Pre-existing medical conditions, primarily, if you have any type of medical situation or issue that may impede your body's ability to heal, that may affect your immune system, if you're on any medication that is involved with blood thinning, etc., you need to consult your doctor before you get the piercing. Things like diabetes, CREST syndrome, immune deficiency disorders, HIV, even pre-existing STDs, anything that attacks your immune system, or if you are trying to or planning on getting pregnant, you probably want to talk to a doctor beforehand. If you know for a fact that you're probably going to be involved in some medical procedures, operations, or x-rays, or MRIs, or anything that may require you to remove the jewelry, you may want to consider waiting until that part of your life is over to get the piercing. Just like with sports and everything else, we don't want to be constantly removing jewelry and replacing jewelry during the healing process. It will cause issues and have poor results. If you are on medication that may be involved with thinning of blood, or you have a problem with blood clotting, talk to your doctor before you get pierced. They will either, just like if you were going to go in for surgery, they need to reduce the dose, give you a time period in which it would be safe, or just not get pierced. Number 5, this is one of the fun ones. If you have one of those friends that's very supportive, your pal, your corner person, your shout guy, bring them along. I know that some piercers won't allow more than the person getting pierced back into the room. I'm always a little worried or don't quite understand that, if it's a space issue or if they're worried that the person in the room is going to touch things they don't want touched or what the deal is. I encourage people to bring friends, especially to somebody that's been through the experience or has an idea of what you're going through. Having that person in your corner can make you feel better. Plus, it's a shared experience, a bonding experience, something you can talk about and as your friendship continues over the years to come. Number 6, have a good meal. This is especially important if you're getting any type of piercing that we consider an oral piercing, tongue piercings, lip piercings, labret piercings, Monroes, snake bites, whatever, anything that's going to be in your mouth and impede your ability to eat. I really suggest going out and having just a fantastic meal before you come in and get pierced. Of course, don't come in immediately afterwards. Give it a little bit of time to digest. And the reason being is a couple of different things. Even if you're just getting an upper ear cartilage piercing done, it's a good idea to have a good meal before you come in. The reason being is that most people find eating relaxing, so it puts you in a better frame of mind. The other reason is it keeps your blood sugar up. It gives you that extra kind of boost to avoid passing out, being lightheaded, etc. And it just helps. It makes you feel better. Number 7, do stress relieving exercises or activities before you come in. If there's something you really enjoy doing that you feel like just takes your stress level and drops it, do it before you come in. If that involves taking a walk around a beautiful scenic lake, or, playing a game of pool, or talking to a friend or relative, or having a massage. Whatever's going to reduce your stress level is going to make the experience better, because the more stressed you are, the worse the experience is going to be. That doesn't include illegal or intoxicating substances, and I'll get to that here in a little bit. Number 8, free up time to recoup. I know we're all on tight schedules. I'm one of those people that there's times in my life where I have worked 80, 90 hours a week, and I'm a workaholic and obsessive and etc. And freeing up time is always an issue with me all the time. I suggest freeing up that time afterwards to give your body and your mind and your spirit and everything else time to kind of recoup and regain energy and reset. Don't come in, get pierced, and sit there and look at your watch the whole time saying, I got to be somewhere at 7. I got to be somewhere at 7. It's going to make you more stressed out. It's going to make the experience worse. Some piercings, I would say genital piercings are a good example. Also, oral piercings, they can affect your life in ways that you did not expect. We generally try to prepare you as much as possible by giving you detailed, and I mean detailed, consultations on what to expect. However, everybody's a little bit different. Having that day off or 2 days off afterwards, in some cases, is going to make the experience overall better. Number 9, be well rested. Yes, get a good night's sleep beforehand. Don't stay out all night. Take care of yourself. The healthier you are, the less stress in your life, the more nutritious the food you eat, the faster you heal. That one's pretty much self-explanatory. Number 10, the last one. Don't go out drinking the night before, and do not come in intoxicated. Now, intoxication, regardless of what anybody thinks, is any substance that gets you drunk, high, and stupid. Most piercers, reputable piercers, will flat out refuse to pierce you if you come in drunk, if you come in intoxicated, or you come in high. There's a lot of reasons for that, including you're more prone to movement, which is going to make the piercing more dangerous. You are more prone to passing out, and you're more prone to bleeding. Even if you're hungover from the night before, your blood is going to be thinner than it normally is. You're going to be in a miserable state. It's going to make the experience worse. I don't care what it is. Don't come in straight. I can tell you your fear of the pain is going to be much less than what you think it is if you pick the right piercer. And on top of that, alcohol, cannabis, all these substances tend to amplify your emotional experience. So if you're nervous about getting the piercing done, you're more nervous. If it feels like it hurts, that sensation can be amplified because you are under the control of a substance or intoxicated by a substance. So I hope that cleared up a few things and gave you some ideas to think about. If anybody else has any other suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. If you would like me to go a little bit more in depth, or you have a specific question that you just feel like it should be covered or wasn't covered, or maybe I blazed over something, please leave a comment. I do answer questions whenever I can. I love discussing piercings. It's my livelihood in my life. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos on body piercing, education, and tattooing, and all the fun things we do here on the channel, please subscribe. If you don't want to miss one single one of them, hit that notification bell. Till next time, good luck with your piercings. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, I hope to see you for your piercing needs in the future.